Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're going on a date with a brand that we've never met before. It's like a blind date, a first introduction. Will we get along? Will we be forever soulmates? We'll find out today. So the Pastel Roses, they are a British brand and I've been following them for quite a while, quite intrigued, and they have actually been on my list of brands that I do want to try. There's just like so much influx of makeup that it's sometimes brands fall on my list and they sit on there for like a year until I get around to making an order. But this time Pastel Roses reached out and they were like, hey, can we send you something to try out? And I was like, do you know what? This works perfectly because I genuinely wanted to try the brand out. And they were just like, life gets in the way, you know? And I think they've sent me the Sweet Harmony palette. It looks like this. I haven't opened it yet. So I think we'll just open up and have a look. I appreciate the custom tissue paper. I think that's quite cool. That's quite trendy and cool. So they've sent their highlighter as well. I wasn't too sure when I saw this slip because I know that this collection did come out with like a pinky toned highlighter. I saw it on their Instagram. So I didn't apply highlighter on today deliberately just in case they sent that, and obviously if they didn't then I would have just put on a highlighter, no problem. But they have sent it, so we'll try that on today as well. And then also we've got the Sweet Harmony eyeshadow palette, which again I'm really excited to try this out. There's so many sparkly shimmery shades, and I think today, like, you know, it's a date. I wanna get to know this palette. I want to get to know the brand. I want to get to know the quality of it. The packaging does feel quite nice. It's almost like a like laminated cardboard, not quite laminated, but like, you know, when you get a photo, a printed photo, that's how it feels. Let's open it up. You've got kind of these paper stickers, just keeping the palette in there. And then the palette looks like this inside, very shiny, very pretty. Ooh, got a little slip and a mirror, appreciate that. And these are the shades, look at those, 12 shades of beautifulness. So these ones look very iridescent, very like opaly, and these ones are very like gemstony. So these are all really, really pretty. I don't typically buy all shimmer palettes just because I like to add a little bit of matte in the crease and everything, but you know, with a collection like mine, there is absolutely, like I can pull for that. And if you don't own a lot of mattes either, you can put your bronzer in, or you could just put these over the lid. And today I want to swatch all of these on my eyes and on the back of my hand like I always do, and then I think after that we'll create a look with as many as we can to make it look good. And yeah, I think this is gonna be fun. And then we've got the highlighter, which is the Roses and Sparkles highlighter. So this is the Sweet Harmony palette and the Roses and Sparkles, and it's this beautiful peachy pink shade, which let's just put this one on now. Let's go in, let's try it. I feel like this is not what I was expecting at all. A lot of these highlighters with like shifts or base colours can sometimes be quite glittery, but this is actually very sheeny. It's quite metallic and it's quite thick, and it's not in a bad way that it's thick. It's just like you kind of have to load up the brush a little bit to get the payoff, but I'd prefer that. Like you can really see that pink coming through, but you can afford to buff it out and it's dispersing quite nicely without any glitters or anything. I feel like if I was to set my face now, it would really blend well into the skin. It is sitting on top of the skin a little bit, but all highlighters do tend to do that. So I think when I go to set the face, it will... In fact, let's just do that now. I feel like that's made such a difference, and I do find with a lot of indie highlighters, they are pressed differently and they do tend to be a bit more like thicker sometimes. Like the Odin's Eye ones are a little bit similar to this, but this one's less glittery than an Odin's Eye, and it tends to like sit on the cheek a little bit. Like you'll buff it in and it looks really lovely, but you kind of be like, oh, it kind of is sitting on the skin, but then as soon as you put setting spray on, it like really just blends in with the rest of the skin. And that's like my tip to really like make it melt into the rest of your cheek, which to me now I'm like, this is looking cute. I love the colour of it, by the way, love the colour. Do you know, I've just zoomed in just to do the swatches, but you'll see like what I mean when I say it's quite thick. Like it does pick up quite a lot of kind of product, so it's not thin and like sparkling wispy. It's like a thicker metallic that you're gonna want to buff into the skin, otherwise it's gonna sit on top. But like I said, it's nice, you just got to know how to work with it, almost as if you were working with a cream, I'd say. It's kind of like that sort of formula. So I think how I want to do this is go from this side to this side to this side to this side. So like left to right. Hopefully that's left to right for you, it's left to right for me. I'm trying to imagine myself, it's left to right for me. So I'm going to go from here to here to here to here to here to here. And we're going to start off with all of these lovely opaly shades. What I'll do is I'll live swatch it once and then we'll swatch it on my eye, I think without any mattes or anything like that, so you can see like what it truly looks like. And then at the end we'll do like a proper look. Just before we jump into application on the eyes, I just wanted to show you the swatches of the palette and just kind of give you this up close moment, because I know we've gone through like shadow after shadow. I just thought I'd give you the up close of all of these shades together. I feel like it's a really coherent palette. The only shade that's really thrown me off a little bit is Promise, but then Wonderland, you could say that's a green that's throwing off a little bit, but this is very much like a pinky green purple with a hint of neutral palette, and I think it's really quite lovely. Like for a shimmer palette, this is quite interesting. It has different undertones and it's got different textures as well, so it's really nice to see that throughout a palette. It's not just 12 flat shades, it has definitely got that dimension. It's really quite interesting. I will say as the last thing, I'll put all the product details down below, like how much it is and the link to the website if you are interested, but let's go put it to my face. So this is the shade Cosmic Aura. Wow, okay. So in the pan it looks quite white and then it has this beautiful like bluey purple reflect. Just layer up a little bit more and that's what the shade looks like. Tons and tons of shine. Look at that. And I always prefer to use my finger over a brush, especially with metallics, just in case there's any fallout. And that is the shade Cosmic Aura. We're then going to go into the shade Opalite, which I'm really excited to try because this one is stunning. It really does look like an opal, so I'm very excited for this one. So this is the shade Opalite. Wow! Oh, that's pretty. I don't think I own anything like that in my collection. I'm just adding to the swatch so it's a bit thicker so you can see. But look at that. That's so interesting. It's like shifting green, purple, pink, blue, yellow. I don't know if you can actually see it, but like it's really, really interesting. Oh, that's pretty. I like that one. And we're gonna just pat. And that is the shade Opal. And that's really fun. This would be a beautiful inner corner or just like inner like third, because it's really bright and shifty. I really hope the camera is picking up just how that looks. Like you can really see the electricness of this one. This one's just so shifty and shiny. It's really pretty. The next shade we have here is the shade True Love, which looks like a beautiful pink, like a baby pink mixed with kind of like an opal baby blue. It looks like this on my finger, so let's give it a swatch. Oof! It's like a pink flip baby blue. So you've got like a pink base and that beautiful baby blue. It's kind of like very bright though. Ooh, that's pretty. Let's pat it on. And that's the shade True Love. I'm not gonna lie, like these ones are looking a bit similar at the moment. They all have a very similar reflect. I feel like the strength of these shifts and shines will truly come out in when you put mattes with them. So I'm looking forward to creating a look with mattes. Like you can really see, it's very shiny. Shiny. So that right there is the shade True Love. The next shade we have on this top like opalescent iridescent row is the shade Sweetheart, which looks really beautiful. Ooh, it looks really beautiful. It's like a lavender with this like electric yellow running through it. I'm gonna give it a swatch. Ooh, honestly these shades really swatch well. Oh, look at that. Is that not so pretty? Got a beautiful lavender and this like electric yellow flip to it. And And that is the shade Sweetheart. You can really see the yellow in comparison to the blue, like the baby blue on this side. That's really shiny. Ooh. And here it is with the swatch. Like you can see the lavender flip. Like when I don't know if I close my eye or like look the other way, you can see like the pink. But with a pink matte, this would look really pretty because it would really emphasize that base. Next up we have the shade Wonderland, which is this beautiful, I would say almost emerald green. It's not quite emerald green, it's like slightly off, but it looks like an emerald green. Oh, that is stunning. I feel like I'm getting a lot of sparkles on my hand now from swatches, so I do apologise. I'm just going to give that a nice little second swatch just to build it up. Oh, that's a really pretty shade. And that is the shade Wonderland. Really pretty, really nice. I mean, you know I love a green eyeshadow, so I can see myself wearing that a lot. That's really pretty. The next shade we have is Celestial, which is this beautiful deep blue with purples in it. Oh, this one's far chunkier. Oh, I will say all of them feel different in how they're pressed. This one feels quite chunky. Like, I'm sure that's to try and get the most out of the pigment. I'm just going to be very careful about how I apply this on my eyes with a finger, because you tend to be a little bit harder with a finger. So that's the shade Celestial. Very pretty. This paired with some like light blue mattes would look bloody stunning. Or like purples actually. And that's what it looks like on my finger. Beautiful. I'm getting a little bit of fallout with this shade, but you know when I was saying it's like a little bit chunkier, it's just kind of got like a bit more like loose sparkles in it. Again, probably to help with the blending of the actual pigment itself. But wow, what a pretty shade. Like again, I can imagine some like beautiful light blues or some purpley mattes with this. What a standout shimmer though. Like both of these shades. I hope I'm like closing my eye enough and rotating my head enough for you to see. Really, really lovely. So that's shade Celestial. I'm probably just going to give my eyes a minute to settle down, just because obviously it's very delicate skin and I feel like I'm messing with it quite a lot. And as soon as I ever start to feel like even like a slight tingle on my eyes where I've been messing around too much, I just want to give them a minute. So I'm probably going to go get some lunch, let my eyes cool down, or just like get a drink or something. Let them like just chill out for a minute without being like tampered with a brush or a finger or any product, and then we'll resume. So if the lighting changes or anything like that, you know why. I've just taken a little break for my eyelid skin. Okay, I'm back. I've run my errands and my eyelids have had a little break. Let's jump straight into the shade Temptation, which is like a beautiful like blue, like slaty grey blue with some lilac shift. And that looks like this. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. It's like tealy blue almost, or kind of like grey blue with beautiful purple shift. Let's get this on the eyes. So that's the shade Temptation. More shifty than I thought it would be, but the base is really showing, so I feel like blue mattes, again blue and purple mattes would look really good with this look. Or even like a tealy bluey green would look quite nice. That's that shade. Again, hopefully I'm doing it justice by giving you all of the eyelid angles. And then we have the shade Melody, which is a beautiful purple with green shift, it looks like. Oh yeah, very green. Oh, that's pretty. Oh yeah, wow. So this is the shade Melody. Oh, that's gonna be so beautiful with like pink or purple looks, and then like that pop of green shimmer going all over the place. Love that. So that is the shade Melody. That is really, really pretty. I feel like this one has the most base pigment that I can see through this, like the sparkles. Definitely better off with like a pinkier toned matte with this one, just because it's what comes through the most. But wow. So that was the shade Temptation and Melody. Ooh. The next shade we have here is a Dusty Rose, which looks like a beautiful, oh, this is like squishy one. It's like a beautiful pink with lots of silver glitters. I feel like I'm gonna really like this one. I know I've been saying that about all of them, but I feel like, oh, this is gonna look so beautiful with pink or neutral makeup. I love a shimmer that can do both for me. This is gonna be beautiful with like oranges, pinks, purples. Like, it's the sort of shimmer that doesn't pull too much of one thing. It is pink, like you can see that mauvey tone there, but it's gonna be beautiful with browns, colours. Oh yeah, okay, get this on my eyes. I feel like that's such a ballerina shade. So that's Dusty Rose right there. It's really wet looking. You can see like where it's not even focused. I feel like this one's gonna be like a one and done sort of shade, like one shadow through the crease, just kind of give it a bit of definition and tidy up. But like the way it really sparkles here, I feel like if you didn't want to do an inner corner or anything like that, it has depth where you need it and brightness where you want it. We then have the shade Dreams, which looks like a purple, and I'm sure, like, I'm not really too sure what it is, like purple and blue or purple or orange. I'm not sure, it's got something to it. Or is it just straight up purple? Maybe? No, it has got a bit of an orangey base. I thought so. I thought there was a bit of something going on there. This is one of those like thicker metallics. So it's got like an orange base and then purple metallic there. That's really cool. It's like a blue brown but purple, purple brown, purple orange. That is a very messy swatch, I'm very sorry, but this one's got way more base to it and it kind of feels more creamy and thicker than the other ones. Again, would look really lovely with browns or purples. It's more of a metallic shade rather than a sparkle as well, so if you want more of a metallic shade and then pairing it with like a sparkle over the top, I think that would look really pretty. Okay, last two shades, thank God, because my poor eyelids are like starting to get pretty sore now. They're getting pretty sore. We've got the shade Velvet, which is kind of a bit similar to these, so I'm hoping to see like a big difference. I think it's more blue. So this is the shade Velvet. Ooh. Oh, this is more like cool toned. I like this one. And that is the shade Velvet. Again, I feel like it's very similar to Dusky Rose, one of those shades that you could throw on with neutrals or colours, quite versatile and again, really shiny, really shimmery. Look at that. And then last but not least, we've got the shade Promise. Look at that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Now that is like a copper. That's a copper. That's a copper orange. Again, apologies for the messy swatch. I'd probably apply this with a brush, this sort of shade, but that's like a full metallic copper, almost like marigold yellow sparkles peeking through, but like really quite there, very molten metal. Okay, so I want to create a look with this palette, but I kind of want to add a few mattes into it because that's how I create complete looks personally. So I'm going to go into the Blend Bunny Sickly Sweet palette, and I think I just want to like literally pick a few mattes. So maybe like a couple of these purples or blues, and I think I kind of want to use 2 or 3 shades from the Sweet Harmony palette. I think I'm going to use one of these on my inner corner and then maybe like 1 or 2 of these shades, maybe like this one and this one, or this one and this one, like basically one of the opaly shades and then 2 of the metallics, and just see how we get on. Maybe I'll just use 2 shades. We don't have to make this overly complicated. I just want to see what it looks like with mattes and not just by itself. I'm going to go all over my lid with the Crybaby shade. I'm then going to go into the shade Spooky. then I think I want to go into the shade Velvet on the like outer half of my eye, and then the shade Dusky Rose on the inner half. And then again, we'll pick one of these opaly shades. So I think, well then again, do I want to go for Temptation? Do you know what? Let's just go with Velvet first, and then we'll pick what we want for the inner corner. Say I do recommend putting the eyeshadow on before you put your base on, just because they do have a little bit of fallout. It's not the end of the world for me, but I do like to know if something has fallout or not, because if I'm going out and I want my makeup to look really clean and really pristine, then I want to know how an eyeshadow works. So just to let you know, I would probably do your base after doing the eyeshadow, just because there is a little bit of fallout and it's not going to be easy to get rid of those shimmers. I'm going to go in the shade Temptation. I feel like this is quite fitting. It's going to add like the purpley blue into this. I'm going to go into this shade here. And then we'll just put this on the inner half. I think I want to go into the shade Sweetheart, or do I want to go into Cosmic Aura for my inner corner? I feel like Cosmic Aura would be more blue actually. Maybe we layer them, or should I go into Opal? Maybe the Opalite shade? Maybe that'd be fun. Let's go into Opalite and let's put that on the inner corner. That's fun. That's a load of fun. I'm just going to go back into Sickly Sweet and just go back into those shades just to blend out the metallics a little bit, just so they're not too domineering. So just going back into Crybaby and blending out here. And then back into Spooky. I just want to get something a tiny bit darker. I'm going to go into the shade I Can Cry If I Want To, or just Cry If I Want To even. And I'm just going to literally put this on the outermost corner. Okay, pretty, I like this. It's like a blue, purpley, opalescent dream, honestly. And I've only used 2 to 3 mattes out of this palette. I feel like that's really helped pull all of these shimmers together. I want to go replicate it on this eye, get some mascara on, maybe a little lash. Should we dabble in a little lash? Maybe. We'll see how we look with just mascara, and I will be right back. I'm back and I decided to put some lashes on. I feel like it makes the look a little bit more glam, a little bit more put together. The sparkles are really cute. I feel like this goes very much with my outfit, like the periwinkle kind of but blue, add a little bit of purple in there. I feel like I'm an ensemble. I really like this. I think this is cute. I definitely prefer this palette with some mattes. So adding the Sickly Sweet from Blend Bunny, I feel like just really helped elevate the shimmers in here and the metallics. I feel like it just brought them out to their own. I will say, for an indie brand, this is really lovely. It feels very much like they're in their early days. You know, when like every indie brand, before they like truly make it, their first couple of palettes feel very handmade, feel very homemade, and that's not a bad thing at all. It feels like I've never felt this sort of glossy paper before. It feels really lovely. Like honestly, it's gonna be really easy to clean. I love like the decorations. It feels very well made, very on brand with the brand, so I really like it. And all of the shades are really lovely in here. Honestly, they really are. And yeah, okay, there's a couple of things like the mirror. It's a little bit funhousey in my opinion. Is it a make or break deal? Absolutely not. I don't buy an eyeshadow palette for the mirror. I have mirrors anyway to hand that I use. So that's not a deal breaker to me. It really doesn't matter. It's not a selling point is what I'm trying to say. All of these shades are really lovely. I've got to say, it's probably not a palette that I'm going to reach for every single day, just because I'm probably not going to think of it. I'd rather just use a complete palette with a few mattes. So even if there were like 3 mattes in here, I feel like I'd probably pick this up way more. I feel like honestly you could just chuck like a bronzer or like a nice warm brown eyeshadow through the crease, put this on the lid, and then put like one of these on the inner corner, and yet again you've got like a really beautiful look, and it will look like you've put way more effort in than you actually did. I feel like the formula of these shadows are very much like the putty, very loosely pressed, ever so slightly chunky. When I say chunky, I don't mean like chunky as in like disgustingly chunky. I mean like chunky as in the pigment, and there's lots of different like flakes and things going on. You can really see the texture, especially like here here and here. You can really see that. So they're not thin, they're quite thick and smooth. They're like buttery. They're probably gonna do that thing where they kind of like leak oil around the edges. A lot of indie brands do that, and that is where they've literally like hand pressed some sort of thing. So I'm really excited to carry on playing around with this. I'm excited to continue to explore the brand. You should follow them on Instagram. They've got some really beautiful images of all of their shadows. They do a lot, like a hell of a lot of like stories, so you can see like people swatching them. My lash is popping off. I'm really happy that I got to try this brand out. I'm really excited to see what they release in the future. They do mattes, and I have seen other palettes that they have released. So I'm excited to see what else is from this brand and potentially try out a few more of their singles. They do amazing singles. So I'm excited to see what they release. Overall, I think the Pastel Roses is pretty cool. I'd go on a date with them again. So, you know, they've qualified for a second date. I've just realised I'm not even central. Let me know if you own anything from Pastel Roses, or if you've been checking them out too. What palettes or like what eyeshadows, what products have caught your eye? Is there something that you own that you think I'd really love and that I need to own as well? Let me know. Let me know what you think about Pastel Roses, first impressions, what you thought, what your favourite shadow was that I applied today. And if you enjoyed this type of video, what brand do you want to see me go on a date with next? Maybe it's not a first date. Maybe it's like a reacquaintance, like getting to know each other again, you know, like a brand I haven't tried out for a long time. Maybe we can make this like a full face. Maybe I just do like product features. What do you think? Let me know, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thumbs this video up if you have, and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and ring the bell because then you'll be notified of all the videos I upload. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!